It's the penultimate game in the OHSAA playoffs. One team will head to the state final, the other will have an ultimate ending. Two undefeateds tonight. It's Bishop Watterson. It's Tippecanoe next on Spectrum News 1. Hello and a pleasant good evening to you, along with Coach Mahon I. I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Spectrum News 1. Coach, a doozy tonight here in the state semifinals. Two unbeaten teams, both winners, obviously the Region 11 winner, Bishop Watterson, and the Region 12 winner, Tippecanoe. A big matchup ahead of us.
Yeah, super impressed with Tippecanoe coming out of Region 12. They beat a 10-win Talawanda team, they beat a 10-win Baden team, and last week beat a 12-win London team. So they're battle-tested and ready to go. Of course, Watterson, defending state champ at Division III. Should be a great night for football.
Can't wait for it. It's Bishop Watterson and Tippecanoe. We'll come back with the starting lineups in the opening kickoff when we return on Spectrum News 1. Mere moments away from the start of this one here in Mason. It's a state semifinal in Division III. Should be a great one on tap. Bishop Watterson and Tippecanoe. Back with Coach Mahon I. I'm Geoff Kim. Coach, let's get to your key points of this ball game. We had quite a few going into this one with a lot of interesting points to go over tonight.
Sure, I think for Tippecanoe, keys to winning the game, they got to get the ball out of the quarterback Bellisari's hands, okay? So they got to get the ball out of his hands quickly. The longer that he holds the ball, he's going to make plays. So that's number one. Number two, time of possession. Tippecanoe, as simple as it sounds, has to keep Watterson's offense off of the field. So that's probably running the ball, sustaining drives, keeping their high-potent offense off the field. And for Watterson, hey, do what you do. You got a 28-game winning streak. You're the returning Division III state champ. The Bellisari family connection is very, very good. They got a ton of big plays. So if you're them, do what you do. Big-time plays. And for Tippecanoe, keep their offense off the field.
To get to this ball game, Tippecanoe, the 2 seed in Region 12, came off a first-round bye to blow out Talawanda 56-7. Then they beat the 3 seed Baden in the regional semifinals 23-16. Then the game last week, of course, against London, the top seed in the region, where they put up 26 points in the fourth quarter, including a pick 6 and a fumble return for a touchdown. What a memorable last 12 minutes for Matt Burkbacher's team.
Yeah, Tippecanoe is battle-tested, right? They came out of a very tough region, a region that had a lot of teams with a lot of wins. So again, they're battle-tested. I think they're ready to go. I think they need to weather the storm early and make Watterson earn it. Watterson's coming off of like 10 running clocks or something crazy, Jeff. So make them play 4 quarters.
Speaking of Bishop Watterson, and yes, they have had an easier time of it. Their playoffs started, obviously, with a first-round bye. Then they shut out Granville 56-0, the 8th seed. Then they beat the 4th seed Tri-Valley in the semis. Then shut out Steubenville a week ago, 43-0. To get a shutout, a running clock shutout in the regional final is special.
That's a scary score, right? The other scary score is the win over Big Walnut early in the year. Big Walnut, of course, still playing in Division II, is playing Anderson tonight. Big Walnut has one of the best running backs in the state, and so for them to take it to Big Walnut, obviously Watterson's very good. Again, Tippecanoe, to me, has got to get out of the first quarter and make sure they sink their teeth into the game and let Watterson know they're here to play and play the whole 4 quarters.
You mentioned this a moment ago. Bishop Watterson is currently on a string of winning 10 straight running clock games. They're undefeated this year, 12-0, but the last 10 wins have come through the running clock. Tippecanoe, well, only a mere 8 running clock wins this year, including 5 in a row back in the middle of the season. Both teams know how to win big.
They do, and I think it has all the recipe for a heck of a game, right? But again, Watterson winning 28 in a row, that's daunting, right? So I think the longer the game goes and Tippecanoe's close and in it, I think the stress and the nerves go back over to Watterson. So it'd be nice to see a 4-quarter game for both sides.
Tippecanoe, Bishop Watterson will have the opening kickoff when we return here on Spectrum News 1. Just a few moments away from the start of this one here in Mason. Tippecanoe has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. And so we'll give you the starting lineups here. First for Bishop Watterson on offense. The Eagles are 12-0. Brian Kennedy in his 9th year at the helm as the head coach. The quarterback, Drew Bellisari. The running backs, Jack McCoy and Caden Mangini, Carter Bellisari, Ben Lemuel, and are the wide receivers, and the tight end is Noah Holsinger. The left tackle is Pete Eglitis. George Pedro is the left guard. The center is AJ De Massimo. Cohen Distel is the right guard, and the right tackle is Davis Seaman. On defense, to start things off, we're 13-0 Tippecanoe, winners of Region 12. Matt Bergbacher, in his 7th year at the helm, is the head coach. Defensively, it's a 3-man front. Cal Connors, Brody Hogue, and Ryan Cole comprise the front. The outside backers are James Mary and Brighton Otto. The inside backers are Raiden Nichols and Colin Isaac. The corners, well, Max Deckard, and we'll get to him in just a minute, and Atticus Paulus. The strong safety is Jackson Robbins, and the free safety is Micah Piles Dodds. As we're waiting for the start of this one, Coach, we got some news prior to this ball game that Max Deckard will not be playing tonight for Tip City.
Yeah, apparently from Coach Bergbacher, he did say he's out with an illness. For Tippecanoe, unfortunately, that's a two-way starter. So he was not only a DB, but he was also a receiver. And he was an impact player on special teams. He was a returner. So unfortunate news. Now, Coach Bergbacher did allude to the fact that they knew earlier in the week he did have an illness. So luckily, they probably were ready and prepared for that. Nonetheless, a big loss. So we'll see who plays in start of Max. We wish him well, and we hope that his replacement can take care of business too.
Yeah, big shoes to fill. In fact, without Deckard a week ago, Tippecanoe probably doesn't win that game. He had
Huge fourth quarter.
Massive fourth quarter. In fact, that might be the Max Deckard game when they remember this in Tip City, because he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown early in that fourth quarter, and then he had the capper, the cherry on top of the sundae with an interception return for a touchdown. As we await, as you see on your screen, the Bishop Watterson Eagles to come on out. And while we got a moment, why don't we give you the other starting lineups here when they switch sides of the field. When Tippecanoe's on offense, it'll be Larkin Thomas, the quarterback, Xavier Melton, the running back. The H-back is Jackson Robbins. Rand Titley, we did mention Max Deckard. We'll see his replacement tonight at wide receiver, and Will Strong. The left tackle is Sam Adkins. Mason Dungan is the left guard. The center is Ben Bledsoe. Cal Connors, the right guard. And the right tackle is Jeffrey Martin. On defense for Bishop Watterson, it's a 4-man front. The D ends are Jonah Groover and Jack Schuler. The D tackles are Michael Boyle and Ryan Alvis. Rocco Purcell, Ben Ulanake, and Caden Jones are the linebackers. Joe Hayes and Carter Bellisari open up at corner. And the safeties are Nate Henderson and Max Steinbrunner. The referee tonight is Andrew Darrow. The umpire, Peter Tamborello. Adrian Williams is the linesman. The line judge, Marcus Thompson. And the back judge is Nathan Jones. 27 degrees at game time, a slight breeze. But actually, for the kind of game this is, it's a good night. Conditions are good.
Yeah, you can't ask much more than this, Jeff. Obviously, when you're practicing on Thanksgiving Day, you've had a great season, right? Football brings family and friends together like no other sport. It was pretty cool. Yesterday, I got to have alumni football game with some of my Little Miami players. Good to see former players from the past, all that good stuff. But for the Bergbacher family, Matt's dad, Charlie, was a head coach at Tip for 26 years, still on staff as Matt leads the team to another state semis. I would have really enjoyed being a part of those Thanksgiving conversations at the Bellisari and the Bergbacher family this week.
We got a chance to talk with Coach Bergbacher, the head coach Bergbacher, prior to the ball game. I can only imagine. Wouldn't you have liked to have been a fly on the wall on that one?
Absolutely.
As we mentioned, Tip has deferred to the second half, and away we go here in the Division III state semifinal. A short kick and a flag on the play. We'll do it again. Typically, we see the sign given by the headman in the white hat, Andrew Darrow, but it looked like the umpire on the near side actually gave it to us. So we'll try it again. It's deja vu all over again here in Mason. A family affair, as you mentioned. The Bergbackers, of course, the senior Bergbacker coached 26 years as the head man for Tippecanoe, really set this program on good footing when the younger Matt came on back.
Just a very neat story. And then the same way on the other side, right? The Bellisari family, a lot of Buckeye roots, and the quarterback and the wide receiver being cousins is pretty cool, and a special connection all night long.
As we await the kickoff once more. Looks like Henderson out at the 14, out to the 20, comes back to the middle of the field, 30, finds a seam, and a good return and a good start, 1st and 10. Bishop Watterson with Drew Bellisari. He's a 63% passer this year, 112 for 178, 2,030 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and a rating of 132.3. And you saw him in warm-ups. He can let it rip.
Boy, he can sling it. It spins out of his hand very nicely, Geoff.
So the ball at the 31-yard line. Just getting started. 11:53 left to go here in the opening quarter. As we await the first play from scrimmage, 3 to the left. And they knock down McCoy in the backfield. And a good start here for Tippecanoe. Ryan Kolb, the right end, got in there. It's Kolb up front with Brody Hogue and Cal Connors. A little undersized, but it's Division III. So if you get anybody, in the case of Ryan Kolb, who's 257 pounds, that's big time size for Division III.
Boy, he looked quick on the one-on-one matchup with the right tackle right there too, Geoff.
On 2nd down, deep drop for Bellisari. He slings it over the middle. Complete, and it's off to the races. 40, 30, 20, 10, goodbye. What a catch and run for Jack McCoy, the starting running back. 6-0, Bishop Watterson.
Boy, I tell you what, right there on cue, Bellisari drops back in rhythm on his last step of his drop, just rips it right down the seam in stride. And I tell you what, that's hard to stop when it comes out of his hand that nicely.
McCoy had a big touchdown reception a week ago against Steubenville. He gets a big one here to get the scoring started. Not even a minute deep into this one, and we'll head to the timeout. 7-0, Bishop Watterson here on Spectrum News 1. Two-play drive, 48 seconds. It resulted in a 72-yard touchdown catch and run. A lot of running by Jack McCoy, the running back. Point after is good, and off to a hot start is Bishop Watterson, 7-0.
Yeah, again, I couldn't tell where McCoy came from, if he was the number 3 receiver or if he came out of the backfield, but Tippecanoe's got to get hands on the receivers. Nobody rerouted him. He ran unevaded down the middle of the field. Someone's got to reroute that route because he was untouched, and Bellisari is simply too good. He hit him right in stride, and unfortunately, that was an easy touchdown.
One of the things that we noted coming in, as we have an end-over-end kick, short kick out to the 15. And it'll be a good starting position for Tippecanoe as well. Something that we noted here was in the games that we saw in the playoffs on tape that Bishop Watterson ran, they owned the deep everything. Deep left, deep right, deep middle. And in this case, with McCoy, it was the deep middle this time around.
It was, and we're going to take a look at big plays all night long. We talked about one of our keys was Tippecanoe having to limit the big plays, and unfortunately on play 2 of the game from scrimmage, a huge big play down the middle of the field.
Quarterback is Larkin Thomas at 68%. That's his completion percentage. He's got a sidecar to the left and a stop. Somebody might have moved. The man in the white hat tonight is Andrew Darrow, and he does call for the false start. Larkin Thomas is a 68% passer this year, 2,289 yards, 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a rating of 186.8. And the quarterback throwing on the move, and it's complete. A little check down to the left for a couple of yards. Want to make mention of this, that coming into this ball game, Tippecanoe had a point differential in the first quarter of 182 to nothing. No points given up in the first quarter of every game this year. Coming into this one, they gave up 7 very quickly in the first minute.
Yeah, it's a little bit of shell shock. They got to weather the storm and get out of this first quarter here.
Twins to the right. Deep drop with time. Now running out of time and dropped. The big play, the big sack. Michael Boyle, the defensive tackle, in on the sack.
Sack by number 40.
Yeah, it looked initially like Larkin had time to throw, but just no one was open, and Doyle had plenty of time to get to the quarterback and make a big play.
His 10th sack of the year. And it's already 3rd and 17. What do you do here? Tippecanoe is 52% on 3rd downs this year, but they need a long one here to keep it alive. They set up the screen on the left. Nowhere to go, and it's 3 and out for Bishop Watterson. So a great start on offense and on defense, and that was the thing that Matt Bergbacher wanted to avoid. And unfortunately, it's a 3 and out on offense, and it was a quick touchdown the other way.
Yeah, I think we just got to settle down and play for Tippecanoe, right? Really had a nice play on the first play from scrimmage with a 2-yard loss in the run game. We'll see how this next offensive possession goes for Watterson, but they just got to settle down and play the way they know how.
So a -4 on the net on this drive. Look at this punt. Away, it's blocked! Touchdown! 13-0. On a scoop and score, Ben Ulenek recovers it in the end zone, and what a start for Bishop Watterson. Have mercy.
Geoff, have mercy is right. This is the start you want to avoid, obviously. But wow, that's the Mike linebacker. And I tell you, he's a heck of a player. It looks like he just came unevaded off the left end.
Ben Ulenek, who does a little bit of everything here. Meanwhile, the point after attempt for Eli Egan is good, and we head to the timeout. We'll talk a little bit more of the shell shock when we come back. 14-0 Bishop Watterson with 9:07 left to go here in this first quarter here on Spectrum News 1. Special teams have come into effect here in this one very early in this first quarter, 14-0. Strong and Melton to return. And it looks like it will be Melton. Melton, the running back, and he takes it across the 35. And right now, at least you get some good field position for Tippecanoe, but right now you're already in a hole by 2 scores.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Bergbacher, I'm looking to maybe even use my timeouts wisely here. If you got a bad play call or a bad look, use a timeout, settle your team down. You just got to get first downs. First downs and no negative plays are the name of the game right now.
Well, we hope to see a whole bunch of Xavier Melton, who has been their bell cow, running the ball, averaging 6.2 yards per carry this year, coming in with 1,289 yards running the ball, and he does get the ball on first down into the line for a couple of yards. So that point differential now is 182 to 14. And I'm not saying that to be glib, but that is, when you think about what just happened in the last 3 minutes and what hasn't happened in all season long, that's a shocker.
Yeah, exactly. It is a shocker, Geoff. And again, if we're Tip here, let's use our timeouts if needed. Let's slow the game down if needed. We got to get some first downs.
Three-step drop, and this one up in the air and nearly picked off. Ben Ulenek, who recovered the ball on the last punt block and took it into the end zone for the touchdown, nearly came up with a dandy.
Yeah, Ulenek is everywhere on the field right now. Going back to that punt block, just textbook. He didn't lay out for it. He put his hands together on top of him and took the punt right off the punter's foot. Textbook.
3rd and 7. And a reset, a check with me back to the sideline. Tippecanoe's offensive coordinator is Craig Sifrit. He's got his hands, he's got his work cut out for him here in this ball game. Three-step drop, throws, complete. It's a first down. And the first good thing that's happened tonight for Tippecanoe, move the chains.
I'll tell you what, right there, that tells you the moxie level of Larkin Thomas. They brought 6, one off of each edge, bringing 6, one more than they could block. Stepped up in the pocket, delivered a nice throw on a curl route for a first down.
Twins to the near side. Was that Cam Hypes, by the way, who got that reception? I thought that I saw 80 on that one, but in any case, it's a 1st and 10. Without Deckard in the lineup, they're mixing and matching tonight, and they go back to Melton for a couple. And that's the way I think he put it. I think he put it a little bit more folksy than I just put it on the mixing and matching, but whoever's going is going, I think is kind of how he put it.
Yeah, I think they like a lot of receivers. If Larkin's going to continue to throw the ball like that, they should have some success in the pass game.
Grant Titley and Will Strong out to the right. 3 to the left, so an empty backfield for the quarterback, Larkin Thomas. They move Melton back into the backfield, and another check with me. So I think they're doing a good job here, if nothing else, of using some clock to try to slow down Bishop Watterson's momentum. And the quarterback keeping. Larkin's got some legs, averaging 6.5 yards per carry this year. 635 yards coming into this ball game.
You know, I like that look right now. Watterson's defense, there's only one linebacker in the box, so you're looking at a 5-man box. If you're running the quarterback, that's 5 offensive linemen plus the running back blocking. So you got 6 to 5. You got better numbers right now in that look with the quarterback running the ball.
Third and 5. They need to get inside the 40, out to the 39-yard line to move the chains. And they move it, and they get the reception. A good, tough catch by Grant Titley, his 25th catch of the year.
Another great throw by Larkin Thomas, a little slant route by Titley. Titley catches the ball well with his hands, move the chains. Again, slow this game down here, shorten it a little bit, take all the time you need.
Titley's the lone receiver to the right. And we're seeing a little bit more gamesmanship. And I think this has been to the benefit for Matt Bergbacher to get some first downs, because now you can control what your offense does, and this goes to Melton. Melton for a few. So a sustained drive partner. In fact, that was just their 7th play on this drive after they went 3 and out, and then, of course, you had the subsequent punt block to set up the scoring and give Bishop Watterson the 14-0 lead.
Yeah, right now it'd be nice if Tip could just get back on serve, get the game back within one possession, because Tip does get the ball at halftime. I know we're a long way away from halftime, but some points here would help.
The look left, the throw left, and complete out to the left.
Taken down by number 0, Caden Jones.
Was that Bentley Heckman? 30, right? So Heckman with the catch. Third and short. We saw first then, beg your pardon, we saw 1st and 10 up on the scoreboard, but it's 3rd and short. They need about a yard, or maybe just a little more than a half a yard. And another check with me, this time to the line for the quarterback, Thomas. Larkin gives, and stacked up right at the line was Melton. I don't know if he got it. Caden Jones, the linebacker, the first one in for Bishop Watterson.
Taken down by a host of Eagles.
Boy, he is right at the line to gain. That was a tough run. Looks like they're going to give it to a first down.
The result of the play is first down, Red Devils.
So a sustained drive here. This drive started with just a hair under 9 minutes left to go in the quarter. They've melted 4.5 minutes off the clock. This is exactly what Matt Bergbacher needs.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now they got to cash in with some points.
Twins to the right. The pitch out. And it's Melton into open space, out to the 15-yard line. Dropped by Ben Ulenig, but some good yards, and they perpetuate this drive.
I like the play call. little speed option to the right side. The first time we got to see Melton out in space, and he looks like he moves very, very well in space. I would come back to that one.
Got a good seal block on that side by Sam Adkins.
You can tell a lot about a team when their receivers block well, and the receivers for Tippecanoe block well, Jeff.
See Cade Havel as a blocking back. The throw to the right, we have a hold for sure, and we do. So pass interference as they were looking to the right side for Titley in the end zone. He was held for sure. That might be a PI as well.
Call on the field is pass interference.
So it is pass interference. In high school football, not an automatic first down. You go with the yardage, but the yardage obviously is enough here, and half the distance to the goal with the penalty puts the ball about on the 8-yard line and subsequently a first down.
First and goal coming up. The Red Devils this year have scored 77 touchdowns, 30 through the air, 42 rushing amongst them. So is it run or pass here on first and goal? And it's Melton up the middle for maybe a yard. Really stirring up there. We saw Caden Jones in there out of his linebacker spot to help clean it up.
I'd really like to see Larkin Thomas, the quarterback, keep the ball here, get an extra hat on the defensive line, and make a big play with his legs inside the red zone.
Well, if you're Tippecanoe, you certainly need an answer after you were shocked by 2 quick touchdowns. A long bomb to the running back McCoy out of the backfield, and then the punt block into the end zone. Recovered by Ulenik. Second and goal. Out at the 7-yard line. Thomas looking left, throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete into traffic. Probably should have been picked off. Ulenik was in the area, and he was looking out there for Will Strong, who was held, by the way, out of the end zone a week ago.
Boy, that was a tight window, little sprint out smash. 3-by-1. Looks like everybody was covered. That's a tough, tight window to throw in.
Especially the angle of the throw by the quarterback, Thomas. You didn't have enough to call it a rocket, and you throw a slow ball down in that area, you're asking for trouble.
Especially when the corner out there is one of the best receivers on the field, right?
Third and goal. Twins to the left, twins to the right, 2-by-2. They motion Strong, and the throw back to the right to Melton, off his hands, and he had 6. Larkin Thomas is going to dream about that, unfortunately, tonight.
What a play call. The fake sprint. You've had sprint out a couple times now, right? So they fake the sprint out to the left. They throw the running back screen back to the right, and he had him.
They're going to kick for points here. This will be a 25-yard attempt. Owen Bailey's is 1 for 3 on field goals this year, as long of 27. So right around 25 yards on this attempt. Snap good, the kick is up, and Tippecanoe's on the board. With 2:39 left to go, it's 14-3. Tippecanoe answers back here in the late minutes of this first end. We'll head to the timeout here on Spectrum News 1. A 14-play drive that stalled at the 7. They kick for points and make it. And it took 6 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. The 25-yarder by Owen Bailey's is good. He gets his second field goal of the year, and it's 14-3. Tippecanoe's on the board.
Yeah, the best thing about that drive is the 6.5 minutes that it took off and kept Watterson's offense off of the field.
Time consumption is going to be big in this ball game for either team, right? Because both play from ahead. Both play running clock style. Henderson to the 10, out to the 20, has a lane to the 30, out to the 35, ahead full steam across the 40-yard line. Nate Henderson, another good return and great starting position here for Bishop Watterson.
Taken down by the kicker number 13, Owen Bayless. First and 10, Bishop Watterson.
Always bad news when the kicker, in this case Owen Bailey's, has to be the last line of defense to get the tackle.
Yeah, it's a tough kick. He kicked it well, but when it's not in the air and super high, you're not allowing your kick coverage team to get down the field, and unfortunately sets up a space for a return.
Low liners are hell. And Caden Mangini gets the carry. Caden is a little bit of more of a change of pace back against Jack McCoy. McCoy's the bigger back. Mangini is a little bit more spry at 5'9" and 175 pounds.
Game 2, second and 8 for the Eagles.
Mangini had a big game a week ago against Steubenville. 12 carries and 126 yards. How would you like to average 10 yards a pop?
That means your offensive line's getting it done too, right?
3 to the left. 3-step drop with time. Now running out of time, and he is dropped. Ryan Colvin with the sack for Tippecanoe. His 7th sack of the year.
Well, I tell you what I liked there was everybody was covered. It looked like we had an RPO situation. Coach Bergbacher talked about it in our meetings this week. A lot of RPOs. They let Bellisari make a lot of the decisions on the fly. Everybody was covered and allowed the defensive line to get home on a big sack.
3 to the left. Right now you're watching for McCoy, who's a sidecar to the left next to Bellisari. He gets a snap, he steps up, looking deep middle, and incomplete. Looking for Ben Lamiel, and it'll be 3 and out, believe it or not, for Bishop Watterson.
I'll tell you what, the matchup I like right now is Brady Hogue at nose guard. He is one-on-one with the center from Watterson, Dave Massimo, and right now Hogue is getting pressure on the one-on-one matchup.
Low man wins, right?
Low man wins.
Here's a return man from the 32. Up the middle. A good 10-yard return. Was it Bentley Heckman?
Yes,
it was. So that's the guy who's taking the place of Max Decker here tonight. He's seen time on offense. He's seen his spot on returns. And again, good field position, and that has been the name of the game so far in the early minutes of this one for both teams. Good field position. Out at the 43 officially. Empty backfield for Logan Thomas. He has time. Quick throw out to the left. And it's Heckman again out to midfield. And he's been a primary target here in these early minutes.
I'll tell you what, you can't say enough right now about Bentley Heckman, the job he's done coming into a starting role. He's fielding punts, he's making plays in space on offense, a little hitch route, makes the first guy miss and gets out to 7-8 yards.
They're diamond cut on the right side. They're looking to screen that way, and that one nearly picked off. They sniffed that one out as Jack Schuler, the defensive end, the junior defensive end, batted it up and nearly had a chance for a pick.
Boy, we had a great angle. That's right here at the 43-yard line. That was awfully close to a backwards pass and a fumble.
They also had a diamond cut, 4 receivers in a bunch to the right, and we'll see if they go back to it again later in the ballgame. Twins to the right this time. Cade Havel is playing that H-back spot. We've seen him kind of line up in a wing, and now he's in a slot to the right. Deep drop with time, too hard. A rocket shot over the middle looking for Heckman.
A lot of contact there, no call.
So Tippecanoe stiffened on defense and back the other way. The Eagles do the same. With 25 seconds left to go, we are in a fast-moving first quarter with plenty of action to it.
It does look like Bellisari's back there to return the punt.
Carter Bellisari is averaging 12 yards a punt return this year. He is dangerous. They let it fly. Bellisari out at the 12-yard line. Finds the 20 and not much more. They contain it pretty well out on that side. Colin Isaac, the starting linebacker on the inside, in with the stop.
They really did. And what a great angled kick by Owen Bailey's. Had the wide field to the right, kicked it to the right, kind of pinned him in down inside the numbers, and the coverage was really, really good.
Starting position at the 23. The one thing that you don't love if you're Matt Bergbacher on that last drive, 3 and out, and that only took about 40 seconds off the clock. You want to take more time, even if you're going to have to punt the ball, you still want to evaporate more clock against this Eagles team that has just destroyed everybody in their path the last 10 weeks. They go big. Throw to the left, complete out to the left. Out to Ben Lemuel. And that should evaporate the clock. I don't even know if the clock got started before that. But we're now down to 3 seconds, and we head to the second. 14-3 in favor of Bishop Watterson here in the Division III state semifinal in Mason. Back with more here on Spectrum News 1. Here to start the second, as we attack the north end for a few yards. So Caden Mancini, again, the change of pace back, who's averaging 9 yards a carry. He's a little jitterbug out there at running back, and he makes it 3rd and short.
I tell you what, when your running backs are averaging 9 and 10 yards per carry, something is going well up front with those 5 and 6 guys blocking for you.
And beg your pardon, he did move the chains actually on that one. So instead of 3rd and short, it's 1st and 10. Out of the 39-yard line. And the give to the running back again. Both teams like to run the ball, and there's Mancini for a couple. Both teams like to run the ball right around 63% of the time for both teams. And you would expect no less for teams that are very similar to one another in terms of scoring and how few points they give up on defense.
You know, I've been very impressed so far with Tipp's run game defense right now. Not many teams pull their tackle, and Watterson multiple times tonight so far has pulled both of those big old tackles, and Tipp is stuffing the run right now.
Talking about Davis Seaman and Pete Iglesias. Boy, 2 really good ones, and we'll talk about them in a minute. 2 by 2. And another run play. No need to pull the tackle there on the run play up the middle, and the stop out there by Cal Connors. Twin player who plays defensive line and offensive guard. So Pete's going to Iowa State. He's 6'7" and 290.
And he's that big. I was down there in warm-ups, and he's that big. Yeah, he's that big.
The smaller one, if you can call him that, Davis Seaman on the other side is 6'5", 270. Ohio State really likes him as a junior. Twins to the left and right. 3-step drop with time. Bellisari fires to the right, complete to the other Bellisari, out to midfield as he takes it across the 45. And move the chains 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
A lot of respect down here by the corner. He was probably off 7 to 8 yards, and I was thinking maybe they were going to throw a hitch. And he just runs right to the corner's toes and breaks it perfectly off, setting up a nice comeback route, and the ball's on time and on rhythm. That was an impressive throw and catch.
Well, considering they're cousins, you would expect no less for them to be in rhythm, right?
They've been around each other a little bit, huh?
Bellisari will keep. The quarterback, Drew Bellisari, with good wheels on him. Flag on the play as he comes to rest right around the 40-yard line. Dropped out there by Raiden Nichols, the middle linebacker.
First time we've seen Drew Bellisari keep the ball with his legs on what it looked like was a design run.
And this one's coming back. So it's holding on Bishop Watterson. And while the first 3 minutes of this game were exceedingly frenetic and very positive for the Eagles, Tippecanoe has settled down. We've seen some good stuff here. They've gotten the field goal, and the defense has come back to play.
Again, I've been impressed with Tip's box, their defensive box. Those front 5 to 6 guys have played very, very well so far. Again, they just got to sink their teeth in here, keep this game moving, try to keep it tight. They get the ball at halftime, right? So see if they can come up with a stop now that Watterson's behind the chains.
Second, and we'll call it 19 out of the 47-yard line. They need to get inside the 35 to move the chains. Time for Bellisari, running out of time, now runs left, and outside to the sideline, and a good stop out there. Containing him was the senior linebacker, the defending Conference Player of the Year, Colin Isaac.
That's the first time we've called Colin Isaac's name. He had a beat on Drew Bellisari the entire time, and it looked like Bellisari was going to make a miss, but that did not happen. Great open field tackle by Isaac. Right now, a couple of times, Tip is double covering Carter Bellisari. It looks like he wants to go there, but great job double cover, and great job covering everybody else too. He had to take off and run.
Isaac with 146 tackles on the season. That is a snootful. 3-step drop, Bellisari with time, he throws to Bellisari, in and out of his hands. And broken up by Atticus Paulus, the senior cornerback.
On that particular rep, he was in single coverage. And what a great play by Paulus. It looked like he had actually caught the ball, and he played through, they tell you to play through the basket the entire time, and that's just using an uppercut, swatting down at the ball. Just because the receiver receives the ball, you still knock the ball and play through that basket. That was a great play, fundamentally sound play by Paulus.
8:35 left to go here till halftime, 14-3. The good news for Tippecanoe is they have weathered.
Got double coverage on number 11 at the top of the screen.
3rd and 14, the long ball out to the right, and it's way too long. Out through everybody, intended out there for Ben Lamiel. And now they have to punt.
Really like the defensive scheme. They are mixing up when they are double covering Carter Bellisari and when they are just leaving him single coverage. So a little bit of confusion there at times. You can kind of see the quarterback looking his way and then coming off of him with double coverage.
Ball officially at the 49-yard line. And Heckman waiting out at his own 18, expecting a short punt. He recovers it. He gets it at the 15, flag or a spot on the play. And he breaks out of it, out to the sideline. 30, out to the 40, looking for daylight, cuts back to the 45, and a great return for Heckman.
I tell you what, I don't know where Bentley Heckman's been, but you know, coming in and not being a starter, we've called his name, what, 8-9 times now, Jeff?
Already, yes.
What a player, and he's listed, I think, at a $135, $136, excuse me. I shorted him a pound. But boy, oh boy, he's playing a heck of a game so far.
Well, in a game like this, you often need an X factor. We see this in baseball in the World Series. It's the odd player that you don't expect being the hero. Tonight might be Heckman's night.
So far, so good. What a game that kid's playing.
It's Melton into space. Good yards out there. He's brought to rest. Out by Steinbrunner. But it's 2nd and short.
Yeah, Max Steinbrunner really came down hard from his safety spot. Made a very nice tackle in space there.
Gain of 6. So it's 2nd and 4. A little good change of pace by Melton on that last one. Started right, came back to the left, and found the A-gap open. And they go back to Melton. Runs to the outside, cannot break contain. Very tough to run on that side of the field with Joe Hayes, the cornerback, out there to defend him.
Tell you what I'm starting to see, Jeff. The more Henderson and Steinbrunner, the safeties, come down fast from that second level, it's going to set up an opportunity at play action pass at some point because those safeties are coming downhill hard and fast.
3rd, and we'll call it a short 2. Actually, they're going to set the ball back. So initially, the ball was spotted initially at the 45, and it looked like the center judge brought it back a yard. So down in distance. 3rd and 3. They need the 43 for the line to gain.
5-man box again.
It's Melton close to a first down.
It's going to depend on the spot.
By the way, a really good surge on that left side. Mason Duncan, the center, Ben Bledsoe. The spot looks a little short, and we're going to have an official look-see at this. And while we have a moment, the OHSAA State Championships return to Canton and to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium once again. Join Spectrum News 1, your exclusive home for the OHSAA playoffs, beginning on Thursday, December 4th, for coverage of all 7 title games through Saturday, December 6th. It's all on Spectrum News 1, your home for high school sports. Well, Bishop Watterson hoping to make it a repeat visit for the 3rd straight year. They won it last year to go 16-0, and meanwhile, Tippecanoe is a hair and a breath short.
Yeah, and I'll support the referees here on this one. Nate Henderson came downhill fast from a safety spot and really just laid a hit on the ball carrier, and I thought he was short as well. All the momentum was going that way, but Henderson came downhill and really made a nice stick and kept him short of the line to gain.
4th and goal. Tippecanoe is 54% on 4th down this year. What do you draw up?
You know, it does feel like an opportunity to go for it. Just feels right to give it a go. I like Larkin keeping it in some capacity. I don't know if they have something under center here, but I think you got to give the ball to Larkin Thomas and see if he can pick it up on his own.
So Thomas awaiting it. Xavier Melton is in the backfield with him, ostensibly. I agree with you. You got to put him under center for no other reason to put pressure on Bishop Watterson. But if you line him in the shotgun, that's a lot of distance to try to get a half a yard. Melton is stopped up. He didn't make it. Jack Schuler, the first one, and he got some cleanup help from Caden Jones. There's a turnover on downs.
Number 40, Michael Gray. And the result of the play short of the first down.
And great field position for Bishop Watterson to capitalize. You go up top on play number 1.
He took the words right out of my mouth. You got to, right now, I'd be paying attention to where number 11 is, and if he's double covered, you got to think, okay, are we going to go right back to Jack McCoy right down the middle of the field if he is double covered?
McCoy has had a penchant for the big play, catching the ball. And the give, they'll go to McCoy. Shimmies to the left, flag on the play as he gets a first down pending the flag. So a big push on that left side behind Pete Iglesias and George Pedro.
Yeah, I think Davis Seaman just straight tackled tackled Colin Isaac there. Colin Isaac, with each play that goes by, is starting to play bigger and bigger and bigger.
So this one will come back. That's what I'm talking about. The flag negates the big run there by Jack McCoy. A multi-purpose threat, right? 912 yards coming into this ball game at nearly 7 yards a pop and 15 touchdowns on the ground. And then he got his 4th receiving tonight. So 19 touchdowns.
He's a good sized back. He looks like he's every bit of well put together, 200 pounds.
Twins to the left. And it's McCoy again. This time, Tippecanoe is wise to him. Jackson Robbins, the strong safety, the first one there.
Yeah, it looked like they're trying to go outside zone from the gun. That's a tough play because you got the running back offset the other direction, and you're trying to get outside. And I know you got some great tackles, but you're trying to get back outside of that tackle the other direction. Just takes a long time to develop.
Do you play away from strength by doing that because the tackles are so dominating? You just want to watch them seal up the inside, right?
Right. I think they're thinking they can probably reach the side and get outside.
Incomplete. Intended for Ben Lamiel.
Again, going back to, it really looks like Tip's doing a great job of disguising and mixing up their coverages with every passing situation.
3rd and 20. What do you draw up here? What's in your bag of tricks here on 3rd and 20?
You know, I still like, if you're getting double coverage to Carter Bellisari, somebody else on the other side of the field, down the middle of the field, should be open.
Lamiel and the tight end Holsinger out to the right. They motion the receiver Lamiel back in, and they go twins there. With time is Bellisari. Now rolls right, and they wrap him up. And he lets go of the ball. I don't know if that's intentional grounding there.
I tell you what, the ball was on the left hash. It looked like he's still in the tackle box.
Yep.
I had intentional grounding.
James Murray in with the sack.
While we got some time, Jeff, I think it's interesting to note that Matt Bergbacher, as the head coach, runs the special teams. That doesn't happen a lot. He runs the special teams. If I'm him right now, I'm going after this punt.
So penalties have undone this drive here for Bishop Watterson. And the ball's at the 12-yard line. Why not go after it? But they'll get the punt away. And Heckman waiting at midfield. The ball will not quite get to him. And Tippecanoe will set up in Eagle territory.
First time you can hear the Tippecanoe people come alive on this side.
Well, they came out in droves. It's not a terrible long drive, but if I recall, that is a 53-mile drive to get from Kessler-Cowsville Road in Tip City. So that's about an hour to get to Mason. For Bishop Watterson, along Cook Road in Clintonville, and that subdivision out towards High Street, if you're familiar with that part of Columbus, it is 95 miles to get here. That's a solid hour and a half.
I don't think I've ever been to Kessler-Cowsville Road and Tip. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
So starting from the 41. So good defense here, a loss on the play of 2. And the Eagles trying to recollect themselves. They had such a hot start coming out. Part of it's special teams, part of it's the one big play over the middle. Tip has really clamped down since then. Larkin Thomas, the quarterback. 3-step drop, slings it right, home run, out to the right, out to the 14-yard line and picked off.
Pass picked off by number 23, Joe Hayes.
Joe Hayes, the cornerback, got him.
Down for the Eagles.
So they try to go up top big out on that 9 route, come up snake eyes, as Joe Hayes, the 4th, gets his 2nd interception of the year.
Boy, that was a great play. That was a 50-50 ball that it was hard to tell if the receiver came down with it or the DB came down with it. Nonetheless, Joe Hayes with a great play on the ball in the air.
Ball's at the 20-yard line for Bishop Watterson. Now, unlike what we saw the last time when they stiffened on 4th down and got the ball near midfield, you thought maybe they go up top. Here, I think with 4:29, do you just run the ball and try to milk the clock and go up by another score?
It doesn't feel like that's what Watterson's going to do at all. I think they're going to give the ball in Drew Bellisari's hands and probably throw the ball down the field.
They look to the right. It's a completion out to the right for a few yards out that way
Tell you
for
what,
Liam Meskey, the junior wide receiver.
Gain of 3. That'll bring up 2nd and 7.
that was an impressive play by Grant Titley. He's playing corner now. Threw basically a quick smoke screen, and he was getting blocked. He got off the block quickly and really made a nice tackle because there was a lot of space down here.
And by the way, Titley playing in place of Max Deckard, who was such a big hero against London a week ago. The run off to the right side, and Caden Mangini was a step away from breaking it. In traffic, he really sidestepped the man, but in too much traffic and only gained a few.
interesting to match up to watch as the game continues. Titley down here versus Carter Bellisari one-on-one. They left them one-on-one a couple of times now without help over the top. So if Titley can continue to keep Carter Bellisari at bay, that bodes well for Tip's defense moving forward.
3rd and 2. Run or pass. And it's a run. It's Mangini for the first down.
And off to number 5, Caden Mangini.
Bishop Watterson, as we had mentioned, about 63% rushing in terms of what they do from scrimmage this year. So think about this, about 5 out of every 8 plays, they like to run. And it's nice to have that option on 3rd and short to move the chains. Here's Mangini again. He's got a train in front of him, couldn't quite get to the outside, gets a few. Bishop Watterson coming into this ball game, 305 rushing attempts for 2,420 yards. That is 7.9 yards per attempt this whole season.
I'll tell you, Bright Otto did a nice job, number 10 outside linebacker, stringing that play out and then piercing the first vertical seam he saw and made a nice tackle.
And again, Mangini jitterbugs his way out to the outside, close to a first down. And he'll bring up 3rd and short again.
Mangini's carry again, taken down by number 3.
So knowing what you know, Brian Kennedy does like to pour on points, and obviously the last few seasons going to a state final, winning it all a year ago. It's a little funny to see him just run right now here towards the end of this second quarter.
I think if they pick up a first down here with the run, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to take a shot as they get closer and closer to midfield.
Mangini again. So it's been a lot of Cade Mangini. You know that Jack McCoy is typically who we've been talking about as a starting receiver, and honestly, he's been a hell of a receiver out of the backfield, but It's been Mangini the last few games.
They got Jack McCoy now back in the backfield, and you got 4 receivers, trips out here to the right, probably a pass.
It is a pass play. He wants it all, deep to the right, and it is caught at the 20. Out to the middle of the field, out inside the 10, 1st and goal coming up. Evan Cooper, beg your pardon, Nate Henderson. Nate Henderson on the big fly.
Yeah, you faked a little bit of a smoke screen down here, and these 2 guys just went vertical, and it looked like Titley just got lost with the ball in the air.
Henderson's alone to the right.
Ball's out.
Ball's out. Tip says they have it. We'll see. They do.
What a big play. Just looked like a fumbled exchange, miscommunication between Bellisari and McCoy, and the ball came out immediately.
What a break for the Red Devils. You get a massive play, a deep throw to Henderson that almost went the distance for a score, and then you're held out of the red zone after that. Mercy. $1:45 left to go till halftime. What do you do here if you're Tip City?
Well, I think it depends on what you get here on the 1st and 2nd down. You'd like to be able to get out of the half here with it 14-3, knowing you get the ball back to start the second half.
Because you're so deep in your own territory. And Thomas is wrapped up, nowhere to go. He looked right, came back left, and he ran into Ben Ulenek.
Tackled by number 50, Ryan Alvis.
And Ryan Alvis in the middle of the field and a timeout. With 1:38 left to go. Here till halftime. The whole thing's right here. We're having fun here tonight, here in Mason, and a quick moving one to be sure. 14-3 in favor of Bishop Watterson on 2 scores inside the first 3 minutes of the ball game.
Yeah, we got a high-level football game going on right now. I like the chess that's being played. For me, Tip's defensive box has played well. They've hung in there against the run. They're doing a good job in the back end of mixing coverages, okay? And I think if I'm Watterson, the more the game goes on, I like the ability for them to take shots down the field. They've had 2 big plays so far. Jack McCoy right down the middle and the shot down here a couple of seconds ago. I think Watterson's going to take more shots in the secondary as the game goes on.
Well, team's back out on the field. 2nd and 13 after a 3-yard loss by Thomas on a broken play that he had to eat. And the reverse back to the left side to get some room on the near side.
Be about a yard or
Will
two short.
Strong. Will Strong, the senior slot back.
Out of bounds by number 34, Maxton Steinbrenner. That'll bring up
Will is their leading receiver on the season. 80 receptions coming into this ballgame, though he was held to 3 catches and 30 yards a week ago against London.
Nice wrinkle there on the wing reverse. They need a first down right now. This is a big play in the game.
And they motion Havel back to the right and send him up in a slot to the right. Quarterback keeping. Not a lot on that side.
Looks like he's going to keep it. First down.
He got just enough.
taken down by a host of Eagles, but not before.
That's a
Hayden
big, tough
Jones was
run.
there to start things off, but not before he gets the first. Sorry about that, partner.
That was just a big, tough run by Larkin Thomas at a big point in the game.
Especially buried deep in your own territory. Now back out to the 18-yard line. Twins to the right, they motion right, they throw to the right, they complete to the right. And another first down.
And with all three timeouts now, you're starting to get in the go zone a little bit more. You're over the 30, the ball's out of the trouble zone. You know, you just want to be careful. You feel like 14-3, like you're in a good spot. It's 14-3, right? It could be way worse, but another first down or two, and they got a good kicker. You know, see if you can get it to one score.
Titley on that last catch. And they roll to the left this time. They throw back over the middle and complete to Hickman. Out to the 45-yard line where he's lassoed there. 33 seconds left to go, and we'll see if we get a timeout here.
Pass complete to number 30, Bentley Heckman.
Bentley Heckman has been a revelation, and we got a timeout, so we'll take 1-2 with 33 seconds left to go until halftime. 14-3, Bishop Watterson with the lead here on Spectrum News 1. Along with Nate Mahon, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Spectrum News 1. Sean Beathard has your sights here tonight. Glad to have you here with us in Mason for this Division III state semifinal. And we were a little worried in the game's first 3 minutes that this one was going to lose control in a hurry. Tippecanoe has ascended and ascended well.
Yeah, they've really sunk their teeth into the game, which they had to do, right? It was almost out of control. They've done a really nice job. Their defense has done a great job. Shout out to Joel Dirk, and I know Matt Bergbacher as well, having their hands in the defense. The defense has played well enough. I'd like to see Tip come back to that running back screen. They fake the sprint out, throw the throwback screen to Melton there. That worked early in the game. Let's see if they come back to something like that.
Thomas has room on the right. He throws to the right, and it's picked off out of the 40-yard line. Bellisari, who does it on both sides of the ball, out to the 40, and another exchange of the ball.
Carter Bellisari. Taken down by number
I hate to say it,
17,
that was just not a great decision. Bellisari, obviously one of the best receivers on the field tonight, playing corner, and kind of got away with a tough throw earlier in the game in the back of the end zone. That one he picked off clean.
Spot the ball at the opposing 39-yard line, and it's a very short field for the Eagles. We see Joe Hayes as a receiver in a slot to the right, 3 to the right. Passing situation, Bellisari looking long, deep middle, complete to the other Bellisari inside the 20-yard line with 17 seconds left to go.
Carter Bellisari taken down by number 6.
Cousin to cousin.
Timeout on the field.
And a timeout with 16 seconds left to go here till halftime.
Tell you what, a throw on rhythm. He just ran just a deep dig, and he threw it the minute he started to break, and he caught it just really gracefully with his hands. That was a great throw and catch.
The winner of this game will take on the winner of the Region 9, Region 10 game. That's Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, the 2 seed coming out of Region 9, and Toledo Central Catholic, believe it or not, a 6 seed this year. They made it all the way to the Final Four. That'll be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton next Friday for a 3 o'clock afternoon kickoff. Tea time.
Toledo Central Catholic and Watterson, you know, might be heading on that path to play a rematch in the state final.
Well, right now, Bishop Watterson, as you mentioned prior to the ball game, in the throes of a 28-game winning streak, and right now, as far as we know, that's the longest winning streak in major high school football in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, dating back to last week, the big one in the state got broken up with Marion Local losing for their 76-game winning streak, coming to an end against St. Henry.
Eagles streaking here as they're inside the red zone, but the last time they were in, they fumbled it away. So let's see what they got here at 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line with 17 seconds left to go.
If you're a Tip, you got to do anything you can. You got to find a way to hold them to a field goal attempt.
And Bellisari out of the pocket, looking, throwing, and incomplete. Out to the sideline.
You got some linemen downfield.
Flag on the play.
Looked like Atticus Paulus was, by the way, closest to the ball to try to make the interception, and they'll bring this one back. And you got the call exactly on the nose, according to Andrew Darrow, the referee tonight.
If you're Tip here, you've got 2 plays left, right? You're thinking, okay, we got to find a way to stop them 2 plays in a row. That probably gets you to halftime. Got to find a way to keep them out of the end zone for 2 plays.
Bishop Watterson outscoring the opposition in the second quarter this year, 247-13. They've been held scoreless here in this second quarter against Tippecanoe. 1st and 15. Looking over the deep middle, in trouble. Bellisari runs out of trouble. Still looking, launching for the end zone, incomplete. And no time left on the clock. How do you do?
I'm exhausted after that play, Jeff.
Wow. So a great ability by Bellisari to keep the play alive ends up hurting them as they run out of time in the first 24 minutes. And we're at the half. 14-3 is your score in a nail-biter here in Mason. We'll step aside for this timeout, take a siesta. We'll come back with a halftime, recap the first half, and look ahead to half number 2 when we return here on Spectrum News 1. We're just mere moments away from the start of this second half. 14-3, Bishop Watterson leading Tippecanoe in this Division III state semifinal. Along with Nate Mahon, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Spectrum News 1. Sean Beathard is giving you the sights tonight and also babysitting us here in the booth tonight as well. So we'll break down the scoring as we go, and then we'll get into some of the scores around the area. Real quickly, as far as this game is concerned, 2 plays in from scrimmage. It was a Bellisari to McCoy, 72-yard touchdown pass, point after good, and a minute deep into this ballgame, it was quickly 7-0. 2 minutes later, it was a block punt, recovered in the end zone by Ulenik, point after good, and it was 14-0 Bishop Watterson, and we thought, uh-oh, this could be a blowout here in the making. Congrats to Tippecanoe. They stiffened on defense. They played really well in the back 21 minutes of the ball game. They did get a field goal. Owen Bailey's 25-yarder with 2:39 left to go in the first to get Tippecanoe on the board, and that's where we're at in the scoring, 14-3. Some surprises? Any surprises here in the first half in this game and the other games that we're looking at?
You know, not yet. As far as our game goes, the stars have been out, right? The players that we thought would make big plays have made plays so far. With the exception of our guy, Bentley Heckman, he's becoming a star in the first half. I look forward to watching him in the second half and continue to make plays. But so far, the stars have been out. They've been making plays. Give credit to Tippecanoe for hanging in there, weathering the storm for the first couple minutes of the game, and really making this a game as the second half unfolds.
You got to gander at the other scores around the area. Any surprises there?
Anderson's up big. I think that's a surprise. I think it was 23-8 at half. The Middies are keeping it close against St. Xavier right now. Other than that, I think the scores from around the state with one more, the exception of Olentangy Orange, I think is beating Lakewood St. Edward 7-0 at halftime. That's probably a little bit of a surprise.
That is a surprise.
Anything can happen. It's a war of attrition at this point in the season, so that's why you still play the game, right?
Well, Russ Schroeder over at Olentangy Orange has led them to their first undefeated season so far. So they're on the right path there. You mentioned the Toledo Central Catholic score, and they're behind right now.
You're right. You did mention that one. I forgot to tell you that one. Yeah, so Toledo Central Catholic is down 14-7 right now to Cuyahoga. So a couple of interesting scores around the state, but again, that's why you play the game. We got another half to go.
And yet that's why you play this game, 14-3 in a tense game right now. The thing that I think about, Nate, going into the second half is the imminence of the end of a season is going to be reality for both of these teams, especially with a close score. Do you expect this second 24 minutes to get a little bit more chippy?
I think the interesting thing that I am anxious to find out is if this game continues to go a full 4 quarters. Again, Watterson putting the running clock on the last 10 opponents. They haven't necessarily played 4 full quarters of football. So if I'm Tip, I'm hoping like heck I can make Watterson play a full 4 quarters and see what shakes out.
Eli Egan from the 40 to kick it away. Xavier Melton and Will Strong back there. And the return from the 15. It's Strong coming to the near sideline, finds the 30 and out of bounds on a good start here in the second half for Tippecanoe.
Return for the Red Devils by number 1, Will Strong. Pushed out of bounds by number 7, Nate Henderson. And they'll start the second half with a first down for the Red Devils.
First and 10 from the 32-yard line. Field position wasn't really an issue for much of this ballgame. Turnovers did become a factor in this one. I think we were stunned by the way the first half ended when Drew Bellisari rolled out of the pocket, tried to throw to the end zone. It was an incomplete, and then time had run off the clock. And a little pitch inside. It's to the H-back, Cade Havel.
Pass to number 2, Cade Havel.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they've gone to sprint out a couple of times. So it looks like sprint out, you get that kind of movement and shovel pass underneath to the H-back. But Watterson was ready and stayed home and made a nice play.
Sure, trying to create that natural gap. Nothing there, and it's second and long. A gain of 1. 3-step drop. The toss out to our young favorite guy, Heckman, for his first catch of the second half.
Nice tackle by Joe Hayes. Just come up and no extra yards gain after first contact whatsoever. They've got 2 impressive corners. Joe Hayes at one side, 23, and then obviously Carter Bellisari, number 11, at the other corner. If you're Larkin Thomas, a couple of times you're like, where do I throw the ball?
Third and long. Roll right for the quarterback. Looking, throwing deep out to the right and incomplete off the hands for Will Strong out at the 40-yard line. And had that been thrown in play and he'd held on to it, he had yards to go. Mercy.
And Nate Henderson tried to come underneath that corner route. And if you're going to come underneath the route, the rule is you got to pick the ball off, and he did not. And I couldn't tell if that distracted Will Strong from that or not, but nonetheless it hit him in the hands and he didn't come down with it. Oh, they're faking it.
Faking. Nobody's going after that one. Nobody's buying that one. They found Toby Hoover right in the middle of the field, and much like the first play from scrimmage where they went kind of down that shovel inside, they tried to do much the same thing on 4th down, no bite. And it's a turnover on downs, deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I understand trying to steal a possession. Just didn't feel like that was the right time for it.
So here comes Bishop Watterson on their first possession of the second half with 10:39 left to go. And the All-State quarterback, Drew Bellisari, throws out to the right side, complete for a few yards out there. And it goes to Joe Hayes, the cornerback, who's seeing some minutes as receiver here tonight. Joe actually saw good minutes a week ago against Steubenville, had a couple of receptions for 56 yards and a touchdown. So he picks up 3 on this one with 10:34 frozen on the clock. The give to Mangini, squirting on through. I got to tell you, it must be nice to be that thin.
Mangini with the run. Taken down by number 56, Ryan Kolb. 3rd and 2 for the Eagles.
Defensive lineman Ryan Kolb in on the stop, 3rd and short. What's in your bag of tricks?
Yeah, I think Watterson's going to continue to just try to get first downs. They've got big Jack McCoy in there now, that big running back. So I'd expect them to run the ball here. It might be 2-down territory anyway.
And they go a big package right in the middle and twins out to the right. Bellisari deep to the right. And to your point, it's McCoy. And he pushes forward, and they have the first down.
Handoff to number 12, Jack McCoy, taken down by number 6.
Move the chains.
First down, Watterson.
So what you're saying here is Brian Kennedy is preaching conservatism here in these minutes.
Yeah, it looks like when they're bringing the extra defensive lineman, when they're bringing number 40 in, when Michael Boyle comes into the game, they got a heavier package. They're probably going to run the ball. They're back to their base set where they've got either 4 wide receivers or one of those receivers slides into a sniffer back.
Twins to each side, 2 by 2. And it's McCoy in the backfield with Bellisari. With time, he gets a snap. He throws a quick one out to the left side. And it's to Nate Henderson for a first down.
Pass complete to number 7, Nate Henderson. Taken out of bounds by number 12.
Henderson a week ago had a 15-yard touchdown reception. They do like him down here towards the red zone.
I like what Watterson's doing there. They're getting double coverage the other direction, so you're getting man-to-man on the opposite side. Or they're just throwing a quick screen out there. They're getting a nice block in space, and they're able to make something out of it.
Hayes and Henderson out to the right. And the give, and it's a run play up the middle for good yards there. So it's been Mangini and McCoy. They've rotated at receiver here as well. And Mangini gets the yardage there out towards the 6-yard line.
Here come the big boys back in again, heavier set. Looks like some more run downhill action.
Well, let's see if they bring in the big back on this one, Ben Ulenek, who they really love in this situation, but it's going to be Mangini in the backfield. At least 2 Bellisari's immediate left. Quarterback keeps across the 5 and close to that first down.
Bellisari with the keeper, short gain.
Bellisari himself is a running threat. 9.2 yards per carry this year, 11 touchdowns. He's a threat everywhere you go. When we talked to Matt Bergbacher prior to the ball game, he was afraid of Bellisari and the time that he has with the ball in his hands. 3rd and short. McCoy to the goal line. He is close. Short of the goal line by about a half a yard. And it's 1st and goal. And this is a big moment here for Bishop Watterson. Right now up by 2 scores. To go up by 20-3 and make it 3 scores would be huge.
Yeah, they got some extra D linemen in there. Got a lot of big bodies down here to the right.
And they go for the goal line. Touchdown! Mangini scores, the little man, even though he had the big blockers in front of him. But Bishop Watterson goes up 20-3. Have mercy. So Mangini, the 1-yard plunge, his 7th touchdown of the year. Here's the point after attempt by Eli Egan, and it's good. And we got a brand new score with 7:42 left to play here in this third. 21-3. Bishop Watterson moves ahead here on Spectrum News 1. Friday nights are for high school football, from the regular season to the playoffs and all the way to the state championship games. Spectrum News 1 is the place. Spectrum News 1, your television home for high school sports. Well, speaking of the championship games, they'll be happening next weekend, and Bishop Watterson inching ever so close after that last touchdown.
I was impressed with that drive. I know they got a short field, but nothing special there. They took what the defense gave them. They were throwing quick smoke screens in space to the receivers, and then once they got it down inside the 15, 20-yard line, they just lined up with the big cats and shoved it.
Melton from the 12 on the kickoff. He comes out to the right, out towards the 30, and a good return. And some extracurriculars at the end. Want to give you the results on that last drive. 8 plays, 35 yards after the turnover on downs. It soaked up nearly 3 minutes off the clock. Mangini from a yard out, his 7th touchdown of the year, point after good. And our brand new score here in Mason is 21-3.
They had a late hit out of bounds there. Ball out to about the 30-yard line, so you're going to get the ball on the 45-yard line, give or take. Big opportunity for Tip to come back and respond and answer with a score of their own.
Well, what's been evident tonight is the lack of a chunk play tonight for Tip City. They just haven't gotten down the field on a regular basis.
You're right. They've had the speed option that I liked in space with Melton, and they had a hitch-and-go double move to Titley that they were caught with a pass interference. I'd like to see him come back with a double move or even that throwback screen off of the sprint-out action. I think those are opportunities for the 2 biggest plays we've seen so far.
Couple of yards for the quarterback Thomas to bring up 2nd down. You need something. I think that's the point here that that you're thinking about if you're Matt Bergbacher, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator Craig Seifert. You need something. Is it the absence of Deckard? Well, maybe, but the youngster that's been playing so well in Bentley Hickman has been a factor tonight, keeping drives alive. Here's a deep throw out to the left for Hickman, and it's picked off at the 20. No, incomplete. Bellisari had it in his breadbasket out of the 25 and dropped it. Intended for Heckman, but incomplete to bring up 3rd down.
Heckman did a very nice job there of getting his hands in late because it did look like Carter Bellisari caught that interception, but the receiver became the defensive back quickly and knocked the ball out of his hands.
Carter's had a hell of a night. He had that interception in the first half that really changed the momentum of the game because that was as good as everything was going for Tip at that point to get their first touchdown of the night. They're still touchdownless tonight. Thomas, throwback screen to the right. They sniff it out. The Eagles drop him for a loss. Titley on the catch. Ryan Alvis was having none of it.
I like the screenplay, but Watterson sniffed it out and was ready for it.
Back to receive the punt, number 11, Carter Bellisari.
Oh, and it's blocked. Picked up out at the 30-yard line. Here they go to the end zone. Another block punt for 6 for Bishop Watterson.
Punt is blocked and picked up by number 1, Carter Baldwin. Return for the touchdown, Watterson.
Carter Baldwin on the recovery down the sideline. Haddon Estcourt, the backup defensive back, makes it 27-3. Have mercy. It's a rarity to see 2 block punts in a game, both of them going for touchdowns. And the point after is good. We'll head to the timeout. 6:06 remaining here in this third. And Watterson has opened up some distance, 28-3 here on Spectrum News 1. That escalated very quickly, 28-3 on the block, punt, and return by Baldwin, and this one shuffles out of bounds, and some good news for Tippecanoe. Bishop Watterson outscoring their opponents in the third quarter this year, 108-20. They've put 2 touchdowns up on the board in the first half of this third period.
Yeah, and Coach Bergbacher's got to be, he's going to be a little upset when he sees the film. So in their punt protection, the second line, typically we call those shields, they're there to absorb the first couple of guys that break through. And simply put, the shields haven't not done a great job of blocking those first couple of guys through on the punt rush, resulting in 2 block kicks.
While we were talking, the re-kick from the 40. The next touchdown for Bishop Watterson makes us a running clock. Now, mind you, special teams have scored as much as the offense here tonight, so for whatever that's worth, if you want to try to make lemonade out of lemons for Tippecanoe, you can say your defense has played well, your offense has moved the ball a little bit, but special teams has been what's held you back.
Yeah, Tippecanoe's defense has played very well. You just can't simply give up 14 points off of special teams. And tip of your cap to Watterson. They've obviously seen something in Tip's punt protection that they decide to go after, and they've gotten them each time.
This kick angles out to the left, recovered at the 19, and it's Melton out to the near side, comes across the field, across the 30 and out to the 35. Good job here for Bishop Watterson. If nothing else, finding no holes in the middle for Melton and stringing them out sideline to sideline.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Red Devils.
The question here, Nate, now is, what do you do if you're Tippecanoe? Your offense is what it is. It's one thing to say, hey, maybe we go 5 wide the rest of the night, and maybe that's what you have to do. But I don't know if that's in their DNA.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the 2 corners right now for Watterson, Bellisari, and Hayes. There's not a whole lot of space to take shots on the outside, but I think you have to at this point in time. It's almost like it's a win fast, lose fast situation. You got to find a way to get some chunk plays and get back in the game quickly.
Couple yards for Xavier Melton.
Melton, number 24, with the carry.
Rushing about 1,300 yards this year. He's had an outstanding year. He's not really been on display tonight. However, coming into this ball game, 24 touchdowns in 13 games. That's a lot of scoring.
Well, you can see the ability he has when he gets the ball in space. I just think the opportunities for space has been limited a lot. They've done a nice job on defense containing him inside of the tackle box.
Officially a gain of 1, 2nd and 9, 3-step drop. With time, the throw down for Heckman, incomplete. Defended very well by Joe Hayes, the 4th.
Yeah, we sound like a broken record, but the corners have just played very, very well for Watterson between Hayes and Carter Bellisari.
I know we're only about 2/3 of the way through this game, but when we write the story of the night, I think special teams obviously is the #1 story, but the corners by Bishop Watterson have been excellent.
Corners have played very well. They're allowing the safeties to come downhill and play the run very quickly because you feel so confidently in the corners and in the pass defense.
Thomas, sprint right, now throws as he reloads, incomplete. Out looking for Titley out on that sideline.
4th and 9 for the Red Devils.
Gosh, even I feel myself getting nervous watching this this punt coming out here.
Oh, sure. At this point, you're snake bit. I mean, if you're on special teams, and I know that Coach Bergbacher has a real yen for special teams, this has got to put a pit in your stomach. It's Bellisari out at his own 25-yard line. Ball spotted at the 39. Good snap this time, and it's away and nearly blocked. It's Bellisari at the 28, and he is dropped right there.
That was a great special teams tackle by your middle linebacker, Colin Isaac. You can see why he was the defensive player of the year. He really does a nice job of coming to balance and tackling in space.
.5:02 left to go here in this third period.
Let's go defense!
Ball's at the 27-yard line. Another touchdown, as we mentioned, what makes this a running clock. Mangini up the middle into the secondary, has a first down. Dropped by James Mary, but not before he gets 12.
And if Tippecanoe is going to stay in that too high shell, simple math there, you've got about 6.5 to 7 guys devoted to the run. And, you know, Watterson's starting to lean on you with those big tackles up front. First time we saw a big chunk play in the run game from Watterson.
Also the 42-yard line. Mangini, and he got hit hard. Colin Isaac, the Miami Valley League Defensive Player of the Year, in with the hit.
And he's an impressive player. He's got a lot of snap in his body. You can see that he's not only very athletic, but when he comes and tackles, he brings it.
150 tackles this year.
It's a lot of tackles. I think I'm most impressed with how many solo tackles he had. 73 solo tackles by himself.
3-step drop for Bellisari, looking deep, now throwing out to the check down. And a first down. Nothing down the field, why not get the first down?
It's an impressive throw. Sit back there and obviously see coverage. The guys downfield are covered. He throws it out to the check down where no one really is around. He gets a quick gain of 10 to 12.
Liam Meskey, the backup wide receiver, moves the chains with 3:52 left to go here in this third. Twins to the right. McCoy gets it off the left side into space. Gets a first down out to the sideline inside the 35-yard line. Move the chains. And right now, Bishop Watterson's exerting their will on the Tippecanoe defense.
Yeah, Tip is in a tough spot. They're staying in a too high shell, trying to make sure the pass game is kept in front of them, but you're starting to be a little bit more vulnerable in the run game when you have 4 DBs playing pass.
3:34 left to go here in this third. Twins to the right. Mangini breaks free. No, it's the quarterback keeping it out to the 25, stutters into the red zone. That was sneaky.
Number 4, Drew Bellisari with the keeper, taken down by number 8, Jackson Robbins.
So it was a run option to Mangini. Mangini, we thought, was the initial ball carrier. It was kept by Bellisari. He broke contain and moves the chains. Ball's at the 18-yard line. And again, it's Bellisari in the gun. And this time they do give it to Mangini off that left side for a couple of yards.
Mangini with the carry, taken down by number 14, James Mary. Gain of 1.
That was a nice play by James Mary coming off the backside, staying in the play and cutting him down from the backside with great rush.
Ball's at the 16 after a gain of, let's call it a long 2. So officially 2nd and 7.
A lot of space down here, Jeff, again with the smoke screen. You got man-to-man coverage, and they are both playing about 8 yards off, and here it comes.
And they set it up on the right side for Hayes. Oh, to the 10, to the 5, goodbye!
Pass complete to number 23, Joe Hayes. Result of the play, touchdown Eagles.
And we have a running clock, 34-3, have mercy. Hayes just out in space, got a block out towards the sideline, found the sideline, and was clear sailing ever since right there to make it 34-3. Point after is good, and we'll head to the timeout. 2:05 left to go here in this third. We've got a running clock coming up. 35-3. Bishop Watterson with the big lead here on Spectrum News 1. Seven-play drive, 73 yards, 3 minutes off the clock. The touchdown pass from Bellisari to Hayes, and the point after good, and the brand new score, 35-3. Short kick taken by one of the up men. Micah Piles-Dodds, one of the starting safeties. And the clock's moving at 1:48.
Can't say enough about how impressive Watterson is in person. You know, Tippecanoe backing up and more of a pass defense. They're running the ball at will in between the tackles. And the second that they drop somebody else into the run defense, you get man-to-man out in space to the wide field. They rip the smoke screen out there, and they block well in space with the receivers, and you really just get an easy pitch and catch touchdown.
We want to get back to a narrative that we talked about back early in the game, that Bishop Watterson has authored 10 straight running clock wins. They're trying to make it 11 in a row. They'll be happy with just a win. And a stop on the play.
Yeah, Michael Boyle is very impressive. He's a two-way guy. We saw him get into the game when Watterson got the ball inside the 20, and he is just continuing to make play after play after play on the defensive line there at his defensive tackle spot.
Loss of one officially after forward progress. Three to the left. Thomas rolling right, throwing right, deep to the right, and incomplete. 1-on-2 out there. Tippecanoe looking for a flag, none to be had as they were looking for Will Strong, but he was double covered well.
Potential a lot of contact out there, Jeff, but I tell you what, they haven't called it all night, so there's no reason to call it right now.
Let him play. And now we've got a flag. This might be against the sideline.
Yeah, I think Coach Bergbacher had enough.
They stop the clock with 4 seconds. Yeah, that's they're exchanging pleasantries out there. I think that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct because of that.
And I'll say this, as a coach myself, I think the only thing sometimes you get frustrated with is you'll go throughout the regular season and you'll see something called a little tighter throughout the regular season. And I think as the playoffs go, you get new crews, you get crews that don't work together, and sometimes they let things go a lot more than what they would during the regular season, and that is tough.
So back them up. With 4 ticks of the clock left to go here in this third. Spot the ball at the 15. They need the 41 for the line to gain. Clock's still frozen at 4 seconds. They have yet to wind up the clock. And now they finally do, and we head to the all-important fourth quarter. 35-3. Bishop Watterson's on their way. Back with a fourth when we come back here on Spectrum News 1. The OHSAA State Championships return to Canton and the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium once again. Join Spectrum News 1, your exclusive home of the OHSAA Championships, beginning on Thursday, December 4th, for coverage of all 7 title games through Saturday, December 6th. It's all on Spectrum News 1, your home for high school sports. Well, we can tell you that the Division III title game is at 3 o'clock next Friday, and Bishop Watterson is ticketed for that spot for the 3rd straight year.
Yeah, and again, we talked about their 28-game winning streak. It's impressive to see in person. They play a very, very good brand of football. They're complementary in all 3 phases: special teams, defense, and offense. Jeff, you can see why they're defending state title champ.
In fact, when you say complimentary, especially on special teams, they really were tonight on special teams.
Yeah, it is complementary football at its best. Offense, defense, special teams, they are very good in all 3 phases.
And if their lead holds, they'll take on Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy out of Region 9. Though, don't count out Central Catholic out of Toledo. They know how to get there, certainly.
I think it's 3rd down.
So they have 4th and 26. It's 4th on the down marker I was a little surprised that we lost the down on the unsportsmanlike to the sideline, to the bench. And
I'm pretty sure it's 3rd down.
And they are conferring. Tonight's referee is Andrew Darrow. Well, while we're waiting and making plans, I can't wait for some of the state finals that will occur next week in Canton. You and I got to see Evan Dreyer's Anderson Raptors team a week ago, and they look special.
They do, and I'd be anxious to see who they're going to play.
Sprint right. Thomas throws down the field, and it's picked off at the 40-yard line. It's Hayes again. He caught the last touchdown. He got the interception.
Made by number 23, Joe Hayes. And that'll bring up the 1st and 10.
You know, for as good as a night as Bentley Heckman has had for Tippecanoe, Joe Hayes has been equally impressive on both sides of the ball.
Well, you know, you get the touchdown, you get an interception. It's kind of like a Max Deckard kind of night, who we unfortunately didn't get to see tonight due to a sickness.
I think that's Joe Hayes' 2nd interception of the night.
It is. The corners have been fantastic tonight.
They have.
Hayes with 2, Bellisari with the other. And the run, and it goes to McCoy. The big back Jack McCoy at 200 pounds, the senior. He got the scoring underway. In fact, he gave us the go-ahead score tonight in the game's first minute, that long 72-yarder to pay dirt.
Yeah, it's not often you have a big back that can run the ball very well, but also is a very vital threat out of the backfield as a receiver.
Well, something that we were a little concerned about coming in is the deep quadrants, or the deep thirds, if you will, the left, the right, the center. Whenever Bishop Watterson gets on the field, they seem to do real magic out there, and another run out to the side, and it'll bring 3rd down, McCoy again.
I think what I'm most impressed with Watterson's offense is that they make you defend the entire width and length of the field on every play. They've got a lot of plays tonight that have designed to take advantage of the space to the field. They've got plays designed to take advantage of numbers inside the box in the run game, and then they clearly stretch the ball down the field with multiple threats as well. It's an impressive full offense.
They go tight in this formation. I'm going to bring up a comparison after this play. 3rd down and 3, down in distance. And Mangini's back in the ball game, and he has the 1st down, pushing the pile up to the 26-yard line. You and I saw Anderson last week, and they do the same thing. They do it a little differently. They show the stretch physically out on the field, sideline to sideline. In the case of Bishop Watterson, they show it more with their tackles and the fact that they can play in a little tighter to the line.
Yeah, I think that's what makes Watterson's version of it so impressive, is that at any point in time, they can just make you play defense and offense in a phone booth and bully you, right? But they can also spread you out.
Mangini again, still on his feet. Oh, actually, it's out to the sideline. So a great fake into the middle, and they played it back out to Ben Lemuel. And he should have the 1st down. I got to tell you, you know it's a good fake when you completely fake yourself out in the booth. I think you saw it. I kept looking at the running back, Mangini. Instead, they played it to Lemuel.
Yeah, Drew Bellisari kept that thing and actually pitched it on the edge in what was kind of a pseudo triple option look.
Well, I guess they want to give the winner of the 9-10 game something else to think about next week.
Right. Yeah, they might be just putting that on film.
Ball's at the 13-yard line. I think all we're waiting for now is the cherry on top of the sundae for the Bishop Watterson Eagles. Twins to the right. A sprint draw to the left, and a touchdown again. Mangini for a 2nd.
Got a flag. That one might be coming back. It looked like Michael Boyle might have been holding there as he got around the edge.
It is a hold, and you're right, this one will come back.
You mentioned something earlier, Jeff, about the game potentially getting chippy. I think it's entered that range.
Well, I think, and again, you had some physical play at the end of the last quarter on a deep pass play for Tippecanoe, and I think they thought enough's enough. You have to appreciate the Eagles on defense tonight. The Red Devils this year have scored 77 touchdowns. No touchdowns tonight for Tippecanoe, none.
Again, I think the most impressive part is Watterson's really playing most of their defense with 5 or 6 guys in the box. They are loading up the D front with 4 down linemen. They're letting their Mike linebacker, Ben Uhlenhank, go to work, and they're stopping the run with 5 and 6 guys, which makes it very difficult to throw the ball.
Twins to the right. 3-step drop, 5-step drop. Bellisari wants to air it out down to the right side, and caught by Bellisari out on the sideline, out at the 22-yard line. A toe tap catch out there.
For a high school quarterback to be able to be on the left hash and rip about a 25-yard deep out with pinpoint accuracy, that was an impressive throw.
And maybe that's a nod to championship teams, because we saw that last week with Anderson and Trotwood Madison, where the Raptors' Owen Scalf had that kind of a throw for a touchdown.
Yeah, not many can do that, what we just saw there.
2nd and 19 from the 22 with 6:16 left to play in this ball game. McCoy for just about nothing. Well, if you are the Eagles, you don't need to score on this drive. You've already scored enough tonight, but you're just looking for something to just say, let's put a fine bow on this one.
Yeah, Tippecanoe has done a very great job in stopping the run for the most part all night. I mean, they've done a very nice job. There's been a couple of maybe some runs of 12 to 15 yards, but they really haven't popped a big run. Most of their big plays have came in the pass game.
3rd and 20 from the 23. They need the 3 for the line to gain.
Yeah, Carter Bellisari as the 3rd receiver down here, something different.
And they go, touchdown!
Yeah, all eyes were on Carter
Ben
Bellisari.
Lamiel, beg your pardon, Ben Lamiel gets his first score of the night. And that is the cherry on top of your Sunday.
And they lined up Carter Bellisari as the 3rd receiver, which we didn't see a lot of that all night long, which gave Lamiel the opportunity to kind of wiggle through down the seam. 2 guys went with Carter Bellisari and left him wide open.
Here's a point after attempt. And heard the smack from up here, no good. And it's 41-3. 5:06 remaining here in this ball game. And we're going to step aside for this short timeout here on Spectrum News 1. Five-and-a-half-minute drive. 9 plays, capped off. It was a 42-yard drive, 9 plays, capped off by the 23-yarder from Bellisari to Lamiel. Point after blocked, and a good return on the other side for Tip. No good, and it was 41-3 after the last touchdown. 3 touchdown passes for Drew Bellisari tonight. Give him 29 this year. Lamiel with his 4th touchdown reception, and he was wide open down the seam.
Yeah, he was. Again, I like the play design. You lined up Carter Bellisari almost as a decoy as the 3rd receiver. He runs a wheel route, so Lamiel as the number 2 receiver is able to run a switch vert down the seam, and he just hits him in stride.
Off the 41-yard line for Tippecanoe. Throw right, Thomas throws right, complete out to the right. Will Strong on the reception.
Number 1, Will Strong. Result of the play. First down, Red Devils.
All in all, this is going to be a fine season for Tippecanoe. Their second visit back to the state Final Four in 4 years. And they go back the other way and complete. They go back to Strong on back-to-back passes for completions.
Yeah, we really haven't seen enough of that tonight, right? I mean, that's 2 balls in a row that it looked like Thomas and Strong almost knew exactly where they were going to be, right? He threw 2 great timing balls kind of in that deep out area, and Will Strong came down with two great catches.
3:36 left to go here in this one. Thomas, broken play, out to the right, finds a sideline inside the 20.
Number 4, Larkin Thomas on the keeper. Gain of 5.
Want to talk about Brian Kennedy. He's an Eagle through and through. 1992 graduate, played at SMU, came back, started coaching with Bishop Watterson as a freshman coach in 2004. And this one comes out to the right. Titley out short of the goal line. And Tippecanoe has a chance to get their first touchdown of the night.
Really nice catch and run by Titley.
First down, Red Devils.
First and goal. Melton in the backfield. And they give to Xavier Melton, looking for his 25th touchdown of the year, short of the goal line. About a half-yard short.
Carried by number 24, Xavier Melton.
With 2:32 left to go here in this ball game.
Second goal.
They bring in the defensive lineman, Ryan Kolb. I don't know. We'll see if he lines up as an extra blocker. Here's the give. And it's Melton to the goal line for the score. Or short of it. He didn't get it. The initial view looked like he crossed the plane, but he's short.
Carry again by number 24 to Xavier Melton. Stop by number 40, Michael Boyle.
That big middle, Michael Boyle, in on the stop.
Yeah, we've called his name a lot of times tonight.
On offense as well as a blocking back. But yeah, he has filled up that middle, and they're going to need him next week, next Friday in Canton. Minute and a half left to go. And Melton in for the score. The first touchdown tonight by Tippecanoe to make it 41-9.
Touchdown, Red Devils.
So Melton scores for the 25th time this year. As we await the point after. Owen Bailey's, who had a 25-yard field goal earlier in this ball game, back in the first, to get their initial scoring. Good snap, and the kick is away. And no good. I didn't see if it was blocked, but it looked like it got pushed out to the right. And our brand new score with under a minute to play is 41-9. 6-play drive. It took about 4 minutes off the clock. About 59 yards, capped off by the Melton 1-yard plunge for the score. Want to keep talking about Brian Kennedy. So he started on the coaching staff in 2004, the freshman coach for 9 years. He was their line coach after that for 4 years. And then he took the top spot in 2017. Now keep in mind that this is a school that has a pedigree, a couple of championships earlier in the 2000s. His first year, 2-8. Not the start that you want to get off to as a first-year head coach. Then 5-5 a year later, 7-3 in 2019. Got to the playoffs a year later, but really treaded water for the next couple. And then what happened in 2022? Something magical at that point. They started winning games in big chunks. So through Kennedy's first 5 years, 23 and 26, the last 4, 54-4.
And hats off to Watterson's administration. That doesn't always happen in these days, right? If you get off to a bad start, maybe after 2 or 3 years, sometimes you let the coaches go. They stuck with them, and they've had a lot of momentum and success over the last couple of years.
And an over-end kick, and it's collected by Bellisari out at the 15, and we're going to see the victory formation. We'll see if we even see one more snap, but you would imagine you just come out and take a knee. They won't do that, and that's it. The dream is still alive for a repeat. Bishop Watterson goes back to the state final. A dominating effort tonight for the Eagles as they improve their record to 13-0 with a 41-9 win over Tippecanoe, who suffers their first loss in 14 tries. What a finish.
Yeah, and shout out to the Bergbacher family, right? Between Matt and Charlie, 33 years of Bergbacher has been a head coach at Tippecanoe. They've got a tremendous program, nothing to hang your heads out of at all. You just ran into a very, very good Watterson team that's going to be playing for a back-to-back state title winner.
Is it too early to call Watterson great?
They're awfully good.
They are awfully good.
They are awfully good. Most impressive is again, a complete team in all 3 phases of the game.
Let's go run down the scoring back in this ball game. And it was a close one in the first half, by the way. It was a McCoy 72-yard catch and run from Bellisari, the first touchdown of the night for Drew Bellisari, point after good. And a minute deep into this ball game, it was 7-0. They got the go-ahead and the eventual game winner. 2 minutes later was a punt block and recovered in the end zone by Ben Ulenik. Point after good, and it was 14-0. It was Bailey's with a 25-yard field goal with 2:39 left to go in the first half to make it 14-3. So that was the score that we had as we went to intermission, and then the floodgates opened up at that point. And you point to the couple touchdowns in quick order for Bishop Watterson in the third. 7:42 left to go. It was Mangini on a 1-yard touchdown run to cap off an 8-play drive to make it 21-3. And then about a minute and a half later, it was a Baldwin recovery after the punt was blocked. He rambled down the sideline for 30 yards, and he scored the touchdown, the second special teams touchdown tonight, point after good, 28-3. Then the final scores of the night, it was a 15-yard touchdown pass. It was a 15-yard touchdown pass to Joe Hayes IV, with 2:05 left to go in the third to break it open at 35-3. The final Bishop Watterson score was the touchdown pass to Lamiel from 23 yards out. The third touchdown pass tonight for Bellisari. Point after no good, 41-3. And the final touchdown about a minute ago. It was a 1-yard plunge into the end zone for Xavier Melton. No good on the point after, and our final score tonight, 41-9. I think we talked about this during the game. A defining point tonight, I think, was special teams.
Yeah.
Those blocks that turned into instant points. But what other takeaways do you have tonight?
Well, I'll say this. As a football alum of Miami, Ohio, Drew Bellisari is as good as advertised. I'm excited for my alma mater that the Red Hawks are going to get a great quarterback from the great state of Ohio to continue maybe some MAC championship runs into the future, but he's as good as advertised.
By the way, just in case, and what Nate's talking about, the quarterback Bellisari committed to Miami University just 2 days ago. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you in Oxford.
Hey, we'll take him. We'll take him.
It was a game that took 2 hours and 13 minutes tonight. Of course, it ended in a running clock, and it was to the benefit of Watterson. Their 11th straight running clock win to go 13-0, and they head on to the state final 3 o'clock next Friday. Your thoughts on Watterson as they head to Canton?
Well, whoever they get, whether it's Cuyahoga or Toledo Central Catholic, both of those teams are very, very good also, but they're going to have their hands full. Watterson is a complete offensive team, right? And they play great defense and again, complementary special teams, as we've talked about and said. But both of those teams are very, very, very good, battle-tested as well. But everything for Watterson runs through Drew Bellisari, and again, he's as good as advertised.
Final thoughts on this one?
You know, again, Tippecanoe had a great season. They just ran into a better opponent tonight, but to make it this far and get to practice on Thanksgiving and to do it with their friends and family like both teams tonight got to do, that's what makes football so special.
Coach, glad to have fun with you the last couple of weeks. Can't wait to do it again and start up things next year in 2026.
Thanks, Jeff.
And, of course, we have the state finals coming up here on Spectrum News 1. That'll be next week starting on Thursday. This particular game, the game that Bishop Watterson will be in, will be at 3 o'clock next Friday. Special thanks out to Scott Stemple and his crew here at Mason High School. They treated us incredibly well here tonight. I want to give thanks to our executive producer, Rob Coons, to our producers, Jeff Hitzman and to Mike McKeever, to our videographer, Sean Beathard, for taking care of us here tonight here in Mason. Again, the winner to Bishop Watterson, they head back to the state finals for the third straight year, looking to repeat for a second. They win it tonight 41-9. They improve to 13-0. Tippecanoe ends their season at 13-1. For Nate Mahon, I'm Geoff Kim. Good night from Mason.